Hello everyone, my name is Eduardo Alcantara. Welcome to the channel. This is the Nexialist. What is an Nexialist? It's someone who's not a specialist, not a generalist. It's a science fiction term. A lot of people haven't heard about this yet, but I think I fit the profile. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on Freepik AI Image Illustrator. It's a really cool tool from Freepik. I've used Freepik on and off for the past, almost 15 years. It's a wonderful website. They have a lot of content as far as a database of images, of vectors, and they have had for a while an AI Illustrator, and it's a really interesting software. AI is in our lives, and it has been for some time, and it's not going away. And I've been exploring illustrating with AI. It's a curiosity of mine and something that I got started, and I'm going to share a little bit about how to illustrate with Freepik. In a way, they can do it for free as long as you have signed up for an account, and also not pay for anything, because as long as you have a free account, you can still develop a few images on any given day. So on today's video, I'm just going to do a little bit of a brief introduction about myself, so that you know where I'm coming from. I'm going to talk a little bit about AI and some of the concerns I have, and then we're going to go into the tutorial. So stick with me. If you haven't signed up for the channel yet, do sign up. We're going to have a lot of good content over the next little bit. And here we go. Alright, so a little bit about myself. I've been in the market for the past 30 years. I've worked everything from retail to distribution to manufacturing. I went to university 4 times, dropped out 4 times. So I have 8 years of not having a diploma. And this whole term, the Nexialist, comes from a science fiction book called The Voyage of the Space Beagle. And a Nexialist is someone who kind of connects the dots, who can have a kind of a broad view of different subjects, how things interact, someone who can do problem solving, and it does fit the glove, I think, personality-wise as well. And that's why the channel is called an Nexialist. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different things. I have a lot of interest that range from politics to science to illustrating and fashion and all sorts of stuff. So the channel is going to be very broad. And since I moved to Canada with my family last year, the year before actually, and everything went wrong, I'm calling this a perfect storm immigration. Sorry, Marky Mark and George Clooney, but it really was a perfect storm immigration. We'll have to move back because everything didn't work, so I'm repositioning myself in the market. And I used to train a lot for over 10 years in Brazil. I've produced a lot of content, so we're going to be doing videos and training and whatnot on this channel. And I'm going to start with Freepik AI Image Illustrator. I've been curious about AI for a very long time. AI is very present in our lives, and it has been for some time. It's only gonna get more intense. There's already forecasts for AI substituting like 10-20% of a labor force over the next many years, and there's not enough regulation. It's going around rampant. We're using it more and more. It's a huge energy drain on the planet. So there's a lot of things to consider about AI as we move forward. And the first thing I think to consider is understanding it. And to understand it, sometimes you have to use it. So after using ChatGPT for a little bit, not really my thing. I think we're standardizing language in a complicated way. I think that once we give text to a computer and the text spits back what we need to use or what we feel we need to use, we're creating dysmorphia on language. You know, we already need a filter to appear a certain way, and now we're using filters to express ourselves in certain ways, and this is all going in very different places. And I think that as we look into the future, we need to be very careful with how we're going to guide ourselves into the next decades and really the future, because things are not going that well at the moment. I'm sure a lot of people watching agree. And AI can be a really great tool for evil or for good. If I was a supervillain, I'm sure I could have about 30 or 40 or 500 uses for AI. From stealing identities to identifying targets to all sorts of different things. And I'm sure if I can think of different uses for AI to be used for evil, someone else is doing that. There's very bad agents, very bad states out there, and we need to be careful. And there's not enough regulation at the moment. It is going to become more entrenched in our daily lives as the years progress, and I think we all need to understand a little bit about AI so that we can have an opinion about AI, and we can help guide AI through our futures, because there's going to be a significant impact coming from AI in our lives, and we need to be careful with that. And I'm not saying let's fear AI. I don't think we're heading towards a Skynet Terminator scenario. If I was joking with my husband last week, if I was an AI and I wanted to, like eliminate, I can't say this on video. So let me rephrase that. If I was Skynet from Terminator and I wanted to bring upon nuclear Armageddon to finish, the world, I wouldn't do that today. Why would Skynet want to kill puppies and kitties and all sorts of cute things and animals that are already almost extinct and whatnot? I imagine that if we had an AI, it would hopefully be better than us and at least try to be more strategic than that. So I don't think we're heading towards that, but we could be heading towards a very dystopian future where in the next 30 years, 20% of jobs are replaced by computers. What are those people going to do to make a living? How are those people going to survive? You compile that with climate change, mass migration, all sorts of other problems, loss of yield in our agriculture because of climate change. And we have real issues in our futures if we are not careful about how we're building our path there, and hopefully that's a lot of what I would like to talk about on the channel, because I think we're a little screwed as humanity and it's not going well, and AI could be here for good or for worse, but it's here, and we need to at least understand the many applications and where this is all going, so we can be a voice also in regulating, because this needs to be regulated, and we should be talking about this right now, because in 2, 5, 10 years from now, we will have missed some of that opportunity. So that's why I think that we need to talk about AI. We need to understand AI. Since I love illustrating, I don't have time to do everything within my day. I thought, why not use AI as a tool in this way to illustrate? And that's how I got to Freepik. There's other softwares as well in the market. I am testing more than one, and I will probably be doing that over the next year. My whole goal over the next year is to actually understand AI better through using tools that have AI. And in this case, some of the illustrators, to understand prompt, to understand how is it that the interface works and whatnot. So this is going to be an interesting journey, and I'm going to be sharing paths and learnings so that other people can do that as well. And on this first video, we're going to see how anyone without any experience, any background in arts can actually do a pretty cool illustration. So let's get started. So if you've never used Freepik, the first thing you need to do is really sign up for an account. Freepik is a wonderful resource, has a lot of images, has a lot of vectors, has a lot of resources if you're a graphic artist, if you're an ad agency, and it's quite resourceful with the AI tool. It's an even more interesting tool. So first thing we're going to do is sign in over here on the right hand side corner. And because I'm assuming, let's say that some people don't have an account, we're actually going to sign up for an account. And you can do that with your Google, with an email, with whatever you would like to use. So I'm just going to do the signing up here so that we can actually sign up for a free account. And I just created this email today so that we can actually start from scratch here. So basically it's going to be signing up for Freepik. We're going to okay it, and with the free account you can already use some of the features, including the AI image generator. I haven't really worked generating a lot of videos yet, but the image ones I have been using, and it's quite interesting. Whenever you go into this corner here, here, the upgrade, you're gonna see that there's a lot of different pricing in here. Not a lot. There's 3 different tiers of subscription, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to subscribe to anything. But when you subscribe, you have a lot more features available. You have a lot more styles that you can use to illustrate, and you have a higher number of images that you can actually produce. And when you compare the 3 different tiers that you have over here, which is the Essential, the Premium, and the Premium Plus. The big difference is that you're going to be having a lot more credits to use with the more you pay on top of the premium content. I would say that if you're going to subscribe, I would start with the Premium. That's what I started with, because that at least gives you enough of credits to use so that you can produce a lot more images. You can play a lot more with the system. Even I would say with that subscription, you don't have enough to play with if you really want to play. I would like the Premium Plus with unlimited access to AI generating, but that's not an option. So yeah, so I would say that if you're just starting, even just start with the free one, email, sign up, and you can actually see how it works. So out of these 3, if I had to recommend anything, I would recommend the Premium as a good medium between pricing and how much you can produce while using all of the premium features. So that's what I would do. And if you do click in here to compare all of the features, you can actually see what's available. I think that the 2 lines that are the most relevant, and that's what I was looking at whenever signing up for these, is how many images you can generate on any given day or any year or any given month, and here how many images you can upscale and everything and whatnot. So this is how you go. And when you look at the monthly, it's gonna give you here how many images you can run every month. So every month running 7,000 images, 18,000 images, it's quite a bit. But when you're producing with AI, you're usually generating 4, 8, 12 images, and that's why you're using so much of a number whenever generating images with AI. But that's the basics of the 3 different plans that you have over here. From the main screen, you have a few different options here. You have the AI video generator, image generator, reimagine, upscale, and these are actually the features that you have within the menu of the AI generator, but it's just giving you a little bit of what it is. So on the retouch, for example, it says replace details easily. Here it's showing that if you do the lasso tool on the strawberry, you can type that you want to substitute for a kiwi, and a kiwi will appear. When we're talking about upscaling, we're talking about an image having more detail in it. Background remover, that's really what it is. It's erasing a background. And then we have image generator, video generator. When you click in the image generator, you get to the main menu. Because I haven't created anything with this account yet, I just set it up for the tutorial. There's not going to be any images here. Whenever you start creating, you're going to have a history, and then here you're going to have all of your menu and everything and whatnot. Because we are working with a free account, we're going to be able to generate 20 images today. So this is really the beginning, but with the free account you can do 20 images daily. On 30 days, that's 600 images. It's quite a lot of stuff, so this is really good. On the create menu here, it starts with images and then videos, reimagine, and stretch. If you generate an image and it gives you the image, you're then going to go into a different menu on the side that's going to give you more options to play with the image. So let's say we want to make a cute little image of a pug drinking a coffee. If that's what you want, the system to build for you, if that's what you want the AI to build for you, you're going to have to explain that's what you want. And from research that I've been doing on my own, because I did do tutorials that were available, I looked online, but there's not a lot of information about prompt for this. What is prompt? Prompt is the command that you're giving to the AI so that the AI understands what it is that you want illustrated or drawn or photographed. So in this sense, prompt is a command. And prompt in this sense is a verbal command so that the AI understands what to do. So if we want a pug drinking coffee and we just write on the describe your image field that we want a pug drinking a coffee, it's going to be a very generic description of what we want as an outcome. So the more we funnel down that information, the better it is for the AI to try to come up with what it is that you envision. Because right now we're not connected to the software. I think in the future, as we interface, because it's inevitable that at some point we're gonna have chips and be able to interface. It's just a matter of time in my conception. But until that happens, we need to communicate with the AI, and we're communicating with it in this sense by writing what it is that we want, and that's what prompt is. And prompt in this case is going to be key for you to having your objective. So now let's work a little bit on prompt. In this case, to describe the pug drinking coffee, we're going to be more specific. Let's say that we're picturing a pug drinking a coffee on a winter day, and the pug is obviously going to be inside the house, so he's not outside and he's cold. So however you can describe that image to the Freepik AI software, the better it's going to give a result to you. And I would understand at this point, and I can't give you this as a for sure, but I think as I explore different illustrators, the way that we communicate, if we have more stops, if we have more commas, if it is a longer sentence, if it is a sentence that has already appeared, this is going to make a difference. I don't understand about it enough. I haven't used the software enough to know, but one thing that I know from looking at a couple of videos and actually trying to express what I want so that Freepik gives you an image is the more punctuation you have, the better. So use commas and use full stops. Appears to me that that's a good way of communicating. You break down the information into smaller segments so it can be easier for the AI to understand what you want. So in this case, let's describe what we want. We want a pug is drinking coffee indoors. He is sitting on a windowsill. Stop. The day, it is daytime and winter. The pug seems warm and cozy. So we could have said that the pug is drinking coffee and that it's a cold winter day. That gives a very, very broad spectrum of information to what the AI is going to actually pull as details to create an image to you. So if it is a winter day and the pug is drinking coffee, the pug could be drinking coffee indoors, could be drinking coffee outdoors, could be in a stadium, could be in a field. So by narrowing down some of that information, you're really helping the AI build the image that's going to be the closest to what it is that you want. So really describing, breaking down into segments and the littlest amount of information could be good in this case. I don't even know what's the limit of words that I can use to describe. So a lot of the limitations that I find today for working, let's say, with this tool is that I don't have enough information from the developer of the tool as to how I should use the tool. And if Freepik told me break down everything in small sentences with stops and commas, then I'm sure that it could be easier for the AI to learn, but I don't know if that's the case. So from how I've been expressing what's been coming out, I think that using stops and commas, it is really good. So I would suggest doing that. So in this case, we broke down the information. A pug is drinking coffee indoors. He is sitting on a windowsill. So we gave a description of what the pug is doing. It is daytime and winter. Let's add, it is snowing outside. The pug seems warm and cozy. The pug is wondrous. The pug is wondrous. The style is modern in a warm color palette. And now, whenever, I don't know if palette's spelled that way, but we'll go with that. So whenever you're working with the AI, first thing is prompt, so you're giving the instruction of what it wants to describe. Next, you're going to select the mode. Anything that you see with the little crown, those are premium features that you cannot use with the unpaid account, which is what we're doing right now. So I'm going to use one of these styles. I find that Flux is good, this Flux 1.0 fast. It really is fast. Whenever you're generating images, depending on the software, it takes a while to generate generate the image. So this is a really good balance of speed, result, and quality. So it's something you can use, and it's part of the free section. Whenever you're looking at styles as well, there's a lot of styles on this page, really a lot of styles. And here you have some of them that are free, and the ones that are free are the ones again that don't have the little crown on it. In this case, we could do a comic style. Let's use a comic style. You could do realistic. In the case of realistic, you're going to do photo. You could do something more 3D. There is illustration. There's a lot of stuff in here. I love anime. There's some really, really cool stuff. You can play with lighting. You can play with a lot of different things. But to generate, you're going to usually choose a style. You're going to choose some effects. You're going to give a description as to what you want produced. And you're going to select the mode in which the AI is going to produce the image. So those are the basics. Whenever looking at effects, again, some that are paid, some that are not, you can choose portrait, soft hue. We can get a gold glow if we want to go with something that's more wintry, warm inside. We don't have a character. There is the ability to develop character. There's the ability to develop theme as well. It's more complex than this. I haven't started doing this yet, even though I will, and when I get to that I will do a tutorial, but in the meantime that's what it is. So you gave the prompt, you selected the mode, you selected a style, you selected the effect that you want, and in this case we're going to be producing 4 images. We're going to be producing in sets of 4 images. You can produce more, 8, 12, or you can produce less. I find that 4 is a good compromise because it can produce enough without using up all of your credits and giving you some direction, some choices of where you want to go. Here you're going to select the orientation, the size of the image. If you're doing Instagram and whatnot, and that's the social post you're going to use, so we can do that for this, not just for this demonstration. And when you hit generate, the system is going to start generating that image for you. You're going to see on top, oh, this is adorable. We have a pug, and I love pugs, and they're very expressive dogs. So here you have the prompt, which is the writing they use, the commands they use for the illustration to be created. And it is accurate. The pug is sitting on a windowsill. It is a winter day outside. I can see the warm glow from the lighting, from the colors as well. And we have some direction of where to go. You can see that some of it is very cartoony, and some of it bridges that not so cartoony space. In here, if one of this is already something that you like, you can start reworking that image. If you like the final result, you can just download the image, you can upscale it. So there's a few different things you can do. I'm going to show a little bit how to manipulate it. If you didn't like this initial result and you want something else, let's say you're thinking of something more realistic, you should be able to, at this point, come in here, remove the comic style. You see that style is no longer chosen, and you're gonna go in here and you're gonna go into photo. And now the style of the image is photo. We're still under flux because that's the mode you're using to design. We still have the same effect of light, which is the gold glow. And in here, our prompt is the same. So we're basically using the same description. If you wanted to use something from a previous image and you want to copy or reuse the prompt, you can actually do that from here as well. So there's different choices. In this case, we're going to generate. Now we're going to generate in a photo style. And let's see what the result is. And here we have something that's more cartoony, more illustrated, and here we go. Some issues with AI. Why does the pug have a human hand with 3 fingers? I don't understand. Not only that, I don't understand in this case why the pug is holding the coffee with 3 fingers. And in here, the pug actually has pug's feet. Paws. Why is that? I don't get it. I've been playing with some human AI illustrating, and sometimes the human will come up with 6 fingers on one side and 4 on the other. If nature has most humans with 5 fingers, and most of the reference on the internet is of people with 5 fingers, why does AI have an issue drawing with 4 or 6? That's something that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's kind of like a Y2K thing, and I would love to explore the whole issue about AI drawing hands. How can AI be so smart to, in however many minutes, give us 8 awesome images of pugs in different styles drinking coffee with expression, because some of these pugs have an awesome expression on their eyes? How is it that it can do that and at the same time is drawing this pug with a human hand holding a coffee? I don't understand. It could be a whole artistic exploration, you know, bizarre results from AI as you test it, but as a tool, again, it's fantastic. So to go back to our exercise, here you have already a few results of what you want. These are your pugs. They're all adorable. Madly Hours is one of the sources of my photography. He is super expressive, and pugs are just the best. And so now let's just, for the sake of an exercise, okay, so this is the image that I love. I think the pug is super expressive. He's looking at me, even though he's not holding a coffee with his human hand. He's an awesome little pug. So we're going to use this image. Here we're going to play with light. And then we're going to be able to control exposure on the image. You can bring exposure up or down. Exposure is the amount of light, brightness as well, contrast. So these are all of the basic adjustments that you can usually do in an image. I would first manipulate these to then go into the other features that we have here on the menu on the side. Here you have saturation. I'm going to remove a little bit of the color. I'm also going to remove a little bit of the temperature. I like to start warm, but it is winter time, so let's go with that. The lighting on the image, by the way, is just beautiful. And here you have some features that are premium. You have tint, which is premium. I do have this tint is a color almost screen that you're going to be able to blend in. You can control grain as well, which is fun if you're doing illustration, cartoons, and everything and whatnot. But these features are premium here. You can rotate, you can crop. So let's say this is good, but we wanna have a different feeling around this. We wanna reduce it a little bit. We wanna refocus the image. We can go into retouch, and retouch is gonna allow us to change the color of the mug, to do a few different things. In this case, let's make an exercise. We're gonna lasso the mug, and what do we want the AI to do? We want to change the color of mug, and we're gonna retouch. And here on the side, the system is gonna give us a bit of a different color for the mug. Now, maybe I wasn't specific enough to change the color of the mug, because these are all very, very, very small variations. So change color of mug to green, and let's generate again. And hopefully, well, well, AI is a whole other playing field. Why does this make sense? It doesn't. Why does this make sense? It doesn't. What is part of my issue with AI today, especially if you're paying for a service, is that whenever you are consuming these resources of the retouches and whatnot, you're not really getting necessarily what you want. So I've been careful at how much I've been using AI, because I don't want to consume all my credit. So this is not the best, but reason why I go back to saying it's all about prompt. What I did here that was wrong, it's not that the AI doesn't know to change the color of the mug to green. Is that within what I identified in the image that needed to be changed, and what it understands that I'm saying to it, it doesn't understand that this is incorrect. It thinks that that's a correct result for sure. So let's cancel this prompt. This is a tool that I'm going to talk in further videos. I have been trying to use retouch, and I find it a difficult tool to use. Freepik actually asked for feedback from time to time if the retouch was what we were looking for, and it's kind of like a 50-50, 40-60 success rate, so I don't love it. Something that I enjoy a lot as a feature is the expand. Whenever we're looking at expand, and this can also get a little bit tricky, but let's say the pug is now with within this view frame, within the size on the image. Let's say I want to zoom out on the pug. I want to reposition the pug, and I want it to come up with the rest of the image. I'm just going to hit the expand, and provided the image is within the same frame, it's going to give me options. And this is fantastic, because what we had originally, which was the image very centered on the pug and whatnot, and what we have here is a very different image. It's a very different feeling to the image. And a lot of times whenever you're illustrating with AI, AI is not gonna be 100% on the target. And again, this goes back to prompt, but this gives you the ability to already manipulate something that's big enough without a lot of issues. Whenever you hit into the next options, you're gonna see that there's not a lot of variation between the main image, because your main image, which is the core of what was developed originally, is still the same. It's just basically filling up the background and the sides, and this is fantastic. Again, why is this great? Because for anyone who's an illustrator, for anyone who likes drawing, for anyone who likes digital illustration, it's very time consuming. A pug drinking coffee with an expression, a snowy day, light, and what, this takes time to produce. And the fact that we generated 8 of these images, the fact that we added it, and now even if we go into upscale, we can just say that we don't want any changes and we want to go into a 4K. When we zoom into the image, you can already see the amount of the detail that the image has. And once you upscale, especially into the 4K, the system is going to make that image better than it was before. And it was already awesome. And you can actually see here that the definition is better, the details are better. You can see on the pug, the fur on the side of the pug, it's quite good, quite good. So you usually get more details, you get less pixels, the image is more defined, and that's the upscale tool. And then in this case, you can go and you can download into PNG or a JPEG, and that's all for free. So as long as and here we go, how satisfied are you with the upscaler? I'm often fairly satisfied with the upscaler, and I you know, if you can give feedback to Freepik, to others, do give feedback, because they use this as a tool to improve the system. But this upscale tool is very good because it does improve definition, it does improve details. If you hit none, it's not going to change the image at all, it's just going to improve the quality. When you go into subtle, vivid, when you go into wild, it's really going to change the image, so it's not going to be maybe the same nature. It might be a different day, the pug might have a different expression, he might be drinking something else. So if you don't want a lot of variation on the original image that you chose or that you fixed, and you just want it to be better, you're gonna hit the none, so that you can go into a 4K. Here you can also select the type of image that you want. You can save it, for example, as digital art, and it's gonna upscale on that basis. Be careful with how many times you upscale, how many times you change things and whatnot, because if you don't have an account that's paid, you're going to have more of a limitation on it. So you don't use it as much. But this is going to get saved into your profile, and you can actually use this again to change that image in the future, to do all sorts of things, to manipulate. So this is the basic of the basic. There's a lot of different things that you can use, but I feel that this is enough, let's say, to get started. And I'll do another tutorial with more details soon. And hope you enjoyed this one. Do subscribe to the channel, do sign up, and I'll do another one with more features soon, and talking a little bit about AI as well and my concerns. Thank you, everyone, and stick to the channel. Thank you.